Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today I'm trying out something pretty different, something pretty new. Today I want to try and make some videos, which sounds weird because I stream a lot, but today I want to actually make some videos. So yeah, let me know how this goes, and if you like it, then make sure you like the video, and let me know in the comments what you think of this video. Anyway, it's going to start now, so bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I think has been going around the Nintendo community, I feel, for a little bit now. I want to sort of talk about Splatoon, the Splatoon series, and how I think it is in the sort of the state of the Splatoon series, and how it is, how the community is, what people think of it, the player base, everything to do with Splatoon, just all wrapped up in one video, and where I think the future of Splatoon is, and what I think of the game right now, what I used to think of the game, just all my thoughts on the Splatoon series and where it's heading in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, the future basically. Yeah, today I want to talk about Splatoon. Originally launched in 2015, May 2015, and yeah, it came out and we had loads of updates for a year, basically. It was July 2016, and we stopped getting updates to the game, and that was it. Obviously on the Wii U, and that was it. So we had a year of content for the Wii U, and then we had like a little bit of a phase there where there was no content on the Wii U. And the game sort of stayed relevant, I feel like, for 2016, the end of 2016, it stayed relevant. But it was only a couple of months until January that we had that massive Switch reveal, the Switch presentation that talked about Splatoon 2. So that sort of gave the community something to go against as well, something to be excited for, that being a sequel, so it sort of kept the community alive, which was good. Also, we did have a little bit of a teaser for it on that initial Switch tease, which was on like October 2016. That's a while away now. I forgot how close that was away. It was actually way further than I thought. But anyway, yeah, we had that, so it sort of kept the community going. There was a little bit of time where there was no updates. That was like July, but then October we already knew a sequel was coming, or a port was coming. We knew that something else was coming from the franchise by October. Then by January we knew that a full sequel was coming. So really, on the Splatoon 1 days, of that, nobody really, there was no real, community, just nothing's happening, what's happening, nothing was ever happening with the series. There was a couple of months, but it only lasted a couple of months. There was still, content coming. We knew that the series wasn't dead. And that's not to say the series is dead now, it's just that I feel like now we're at this phase where Splatoon 2 has been out, coming up for 2 years. This July is going to be the last Splatfest. There's no more updates, and I think that the community sort of just is going, what do we do after July? Do we keep playing the game? Do we just keep streaming the game like many people do? What's going to happen? Die-hard fans of the series obviously have beaten story mode, 100% in story mode, and also out to expansion. But after all these updates, people are going, I love this game. What do I do now? I feel. That's how I feel about the whole situation. And, there is other online games that people do play. Fortnite, I'm going to use the example of Fortnite. I know it's probably a terrible example to use right now, but still, that's getting weekly updates. Every single update, and giving you reasons to play every single week. And, countless other online games do this as well. And I feel like Splatoon has just hit a brick wall, in my opinion. And it's sort of just gone, online game, yeah, massive online game, everybody loves it, massive community, and then there's just like, no more content, that's it, done. And I feel like the community's a bit, what do we do now? And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, because it's just my opinion, but I feel that's sort of the impression I get. I feel like the community's sort of just going, well what do we do now? What do we do? There's no more content coming. Do we continue playing the game, or do we move to another game? I don't know, and I'm not saying Nintendo should announce Splatoon 3. I'm not saying they should announce it yet. I feel like they should wait a couple of years. I just think, maybe introduce some more paid DLC, and maybe not single-player paid DLC. I know this might sound crazy to some, but maybe a Battle Pass system. Maybe something there that, if you do have to charge, if Nintendo does have to charge, to keep funding it, because, it all costs money to make, I get that. So if Nintendo does have to charge, maybe some paid online content, maybe some free content with some NES Online, the Nintendo Switch Online. maybe some more like battle pass system with that. Like, get Nintendo Online, get a Splatoon battle pass, unlock all these gear, unlock this gear, unlock that gear, something. I feel like Nintendo need to sort of be clear now. If they're saying no more content because the development team has moved on to 3, I feel like Nintendo should just announce 3 and say it's coming in a couple of years, or it's coming in a year. You know, just to sort of let the community know, let the fan base know. If they're not doing that, I feel like they should add more content, but maybe paid content to Splatoon. Like, I know they said there's no more free content, but that's what said there's not going to be any more paid. So I'm thinking maybe more paid content, and paid could still be under the form of that online app. You know, get online, get this thing to Splatoon. Maybe that's what they're going to do. I don't know. I would like to think that they would do that. But yeah, I just feel like the community's sort of just like, what do we do, you know? So I don't understand really what the community is really thinking, because it is a massive community, and this is sort of just my opinion. But me looking at the community as a whole, it just feels that way, and feels like we need something. Like, a lot of people have been happy with Splatoon 2. A lot of people are happy with leveling up without content, just carrying on playing through the same content, and yet some of the fans don't like that, and some of the fans are slowly moving away. I'll use Logan as an example. He used to love the game. He'd play the game, you know, quite often, semi-regularly. You know, he would stream a lot with me. It was a lot of fun. He enjoyed it. And he slowly moved off into other things, and he doesn't like the game. He doesn't want to play it. It's not fun for him anymore. So I feel like, I don't know, I've seen that happen to somebody I know. That's bound to happen with other people, and I feel like slowly the fan base is shrinking because of it. And if this keeps happening, I feel like the fan base is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then maybe the Splatoon franchise could be dead. And that's sort of the point of this video. Is Splatoon dying? Yes and no. It is, in the sense of people are slowly moving away from the game now because there's no more updates to keep the game fresh. But on the other hand, it is still the only exclusive shooter for the Switch. It is the exclusive shooter for the Switch. It's the big series. It sort of just came out of nowhere, and you know, it is a very successful IP for Nintendo. And to say it isn't was, you know, underestimating Splatoon. An example of this is, you know, Nintendo launched an IP in 2017, ARMS. Within a couple of months, it was forgotten about because of this. But more to the point, you know, it was forgotten about. And you know, for something to happen, for a series just to be forgotten about like ARMS, it is sad. But like, I feel like if Splatoon was dead, we'd hear nothing about it, and there is still a community playing it. And I don't think it's just going to be, that's it, Nintendo's done, they're not going to make another one. I feel like it would take longer for that to happen. And you know, maybe if we, you know, went a whole another console generation without hearing anything from Splatoon, similar how we've done with Pikmin, I feel like the series could slowly die off and fade off into existence. Similar to how Wave Race and F-Zero and stuff like that. That's what I feel like could happen with Splatoon. Wave Race and F-Zero being games that were pretty popular and did get sequels, and then slowly just, we're not going to make them anymore. And I feel like that's what could happen with Splatoon. Again, I don't think this will happen overnight. It would have to be 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 or 8 years before this sort of thing would happen. But it is a little bit weird how Nintendo's just sort of gone, that's it, no more content, and not really announced a sequel. Now, you could say that we had no more content in July 2016, and we didn't hear an official announcement until January, which, you know, if we're using that logic, we could be a year or so, a couple of months away from hearing an announcement. And, you know, I'm all for that. If they want to go and announce 3, please do it, you know. Announce it, keep the community alive. Not that the community is seriously dying. People are, you know, dropping out of the game. I get it. People are slowly not playing the game, but to sort of revive a little bit, like not fully revive, but just you know, make people aware that a third one is coming, I feel like would really help the series and maybe strengthen it and maybe make it even grow even further, because Splatoon 2 is a launch window game. I know it didn't come out at launch, and maybe it should have come out at launch. Maybe it would have been, maybe had more of an impact. Maybe the Switch would have been more successful. I don't know, but it was a couple of months. It wasn't. It was about 6 months after the launch of the Switch. So it is still very, very new, and a lot of people didn't have Switches when the game first launched. Now, if there was a third entry with a lot of people having Switch with this larger install base, I feel like because people do have Switches, the people who now have Switches who didn't before are going to tune into Directs, they'll find out about the third game, they'll jump into the series, and this could potentially be the biggest one yet. Now, the sales are obviously stronger for Splatoon 2 than they are Splatoon 1, that being that Splatoon 1 was on the Wii U, not many people bought the Wii U, but that's another topic for another video, how people didn't buy the Wii U, but still. We know that 2 was better because of the system it was on, and that was only a couple of months after it launched. If Splatoon 3 launched now, or in a couple of years' time, the series is just going to explode. It will just explode. There'll be tons of people playing it. Now, I say tons of people playing it out. I don't mean like Fortnite numbers of people playing it, obviously, because it's not cross-platform. Well, you got to remember with things like Fortnite, it is cross-platform. It's on mobile, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. The only thing it isn't on is Switch. It's on everything under the sun. So, yes, I don't think Splatoon is ever going to be as big as those titles, just because it isn't exclusive to one system. But I feel like it could be way bigger than it is now if we had a third game launch. And I don't think Nintendo should rush a third game out. They should make one when they should make one, but I feel like Nintendo needs to talk to the Splatoon community and add some more content. Revive it a little bit, and give them more content. Maybe if it is that paid. I'm not saying that it should be free, because I do understand that, you know, development does cost money, and I know that the way that Splatoon works is they didn't give you much content, and you paid into how much the game was, and you slowly got content, so that sort of funded the DLC. But even if they have to do it for free, even if they have to do it paid, if they have to do it for paid, I would most likely pay for it, and I feel like it's worth it now. Splatoon 2 is a full enough game for that £50 initial price tag in the shops, and I feel like if they was to add some paid DLC separately now, then that's the right time to do it. Nintendo doesn't really do DLC like that, so it'd be interesting to see how they would go ahead and do something like that, but maybe they will, maybe they won't. So yeah, let me know all your thoughts on what you think is happening with the Splatoon 2 series, or the Splatoon series in general, not just Splatoon 2. Let me know what you think. Is the series dying? Do we need more content? Do we need maybe amiibos to boost the sales, maybe? Do we need paid DLC? Do we need a battle pass system? You know, are you still playing the game regularly? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in another video on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.